Well, it wasn't always old. In fact, it was pretty new when I bought it in 2010, so 14 years ago. But now it is finally starting to fall apart. I still think it's easily the best purchase I ever made. Why? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go for a walk. It's sunny outside. Yeah, so I got it for $300, which was quite a lot of money from back then. 1 month's worth of salary to be exact, as a software quality engineer. So even though I was very hesitant to spend that much money on it, it was well worth it. So here's the math. Over the 14 years I was wearing it for 2 seasons, spring and fall mostly. So let's say on average it was maybe 100 days a year. That makes 1400 days over the span of 10 years. Doing a quick math of $300 over 1400 days, we come to 21 cents for every time I wear it. Not bad, given that it could be actually even better because I didn't really count how many days I was wearing it. So I know what you're thinking. What a cheap duck. But, you know, hold your horses, because if there is any misconception that drives me nuts, it's this. Sure, frugality might sound like just a lingo some hairy hippies use that urgently need a haircut and probably an overall debummification, but come on, dude, they're totally different beasts. And yes, debummification is a real word. So what, I came up with it. I added it to Urban Dictionary, so it's a real word, okay? So think of it like this. I'm frugal because, I know, it sounds cringy, but I didn't come up with a better word for it. So frugality it is. So yeah, frugal, because I value my money. And not just because I enjoy hoarding pennies and enjoy paying in the supermarkets with coins like those old farts. On the other hand, being cheap is like that friend of yours who never tips and, you know, splits your bill to the cent. Oh my god, there's a huge problem with it. Splits the bill always to the cent, although he took actually 3 more drinks than you did. Cheap people cut corners, but at the expense of quality, experiences, and sometimes friendships. For them, it's not about saving money, it's about saving money at all costs, even at the cost of bad experiences and awkward social behavior. Damn, it's winning. For me, being frugal doesn't mean not spending money, you know? It means treating myself and others with respect while getting the best deal for my buck. If a friend needs a hand or I want to treat someone to a nice meal, I'm not going to be a tightwad about it. It allows me to feel just a tiny bit free and spend time on what truly matters for me, like spending time with friends and animals alike, reading, going for a walk, and even making videos like this one. Hopefully I don't break my camera. And my favorite, travel. It's got nothing to do with communism. It's not about being cheap. It's just about being wise with my money and being able to enjoy simple things the life can offer. So for me it means living a simple, meaningful life that's rich in experiences and not just stuff. So I've got this 14-year-old jacket I left at home. And, you know, yeah, it's kind of a bit of a relic, but I like this old jacket. I picked it out very carefully all those years ago, knowing it would last. And you know what? It aged like fine wine. Every scratch and scuff has a story. Like this cut over here is actually from the time when I walked into a pet store and a parrot sit on my arm and started biting into this piece of the jacket. Wow, what a story.
What a story, Mark.
I've never been a fancy fashion boy anyway, so I don't really care what others think or how it looks anyway. This jacket is just one example that made me realize that, yeah, I guess I live frugally now. For example, I got this belt for just $5 here in the secondhand store, but also it made me realize I don't need to constantly chase the next paycheck to keep up with this ridiculous lifestyle I might come up for myself. I know people who would change their washing machine or other appliances just because they got out of style. You know, the washing machine could be completely perfect, not even 30 years old or something. It would be maybe 5 years old, 7 years old, completely perfect condition, and they would just buy a new one because they can. This kind of overconsumption is truly insane. I don't even have to tell you what it means for our planet. So I never really understood this kind of overspending. But yeah, living simple life doesn't mean depriving myself of pleasure. It means cutting through the noise, cutting out the noise to do what makes me happy. Usually expensive lifestyles come with their own chains, like properly golden chains. I've seen a mural once in Berlin which symbolizes that. I think more spending means you have to work more. To have to work more means you have to spend less time doing what you like. You know what? Screw that. So yeah, I guess where I'm going with this is the main reasons for this kind of lifestyle is freedom. Freedom is subjective, as you probably have seen from my other videos of what people think on freedom. But yeah, however cheesy it sounds, not being dragged down by all those unnecessary expenses actually frees up some time for me, again, for the things that just bring me joy. Less time stressing about the money means having more time doing what I love. It's really that simple. But hey, I'm not forcing it on you. I hate this current era of internet where everybody thinks only they are right and just screaming at every corner, like only their opinion matters and everyone else is wrong. But this doesn't mean I live like a hermit. In fact, I learned that some of the best experiences come from some low-key hangouts with your friends or exploring new areas and stuff. Also board games, cycling, and just, simple, genuine, like fireplace kind of conversations or fireplace. Isn't this called fire? Talks by the fire. Simple, basic, genuine conversations. That's my kind of fun. And yeah, of course, you still need the ring de la bell. In my case, mostly for travel, because genuine conversations are cool and all, but they're just that better when you're exploring that new cool location. Living frugally doesn't mean I have to sacrifice pleasure. It just means making the best out of what I have and what I can afford, I guess. So, what I'm gonna do now is my jacket is starting to fall apart. I'm gonna go try to fix it up, and you know what, if it doesn't work out, I'm not gonna be sad, because maybe a little bit sad. I'm not gonna be sad because it has served me for 14 full years and it's damn amazing. The best buck I've ever spent. So yeah, looks like I gotta run. It was nice talking to you. See you soon, alright? That's a lot of wind. Gonna sink my camera.